All right, y'all. We're going to be trying something a little bit different here. In this video, we're going to be attempting to see where I spent the last month's income of $67,802, $67,000. So typically, I just talk about income. I'm very, very specific about each income source. Um, because I don't want any of this to come off weird, for me, I'm just trying to kind of break down the walls of finance and why finance is a little bit weird to talk about generally. And so for me, when I talk about spending, there's no bragging, and whenever I talk about income, there's no bragging ever. All this stuff is kind of just what it is. And just know everyone typically has their own season in their income levels, and also don't like jump to super conclusions, because I've been working on my business, my finances, my life for over 11 years at this point. So with that said, I'm going to attempt to tell you how I spent the $67,000 that came in last month. So I'm going to jump to this new spending tab. And I might just attempt this once a month. And most of this is very round, not bookkeeper level figures. And so what we can see here is I have $67,000 that came in last month, and I've broken into a couple categories and some savings rate, and this will heavily fluctuate each and every month. And I'll share some more caveats as we go through this. But as we can see here, let's just kind of zoom in here a little bit more for you guys. The investment accounts, Robinhood, M1 Finance, I had several transactions go into there. Roughly, 9% of the $67,000 went into that. I have this. This is kind of a catch-all. My wife loves Amazon, and we rarely pay for gas, but we have, clothing and some food in there. And she spent, as a team, we've spent $3,400. We pay for quite a bit of utilities for several properties, and so we're almost at $1,000 there. 1.45% of the total. Most of my health insurance is paid by the business, and so what we're not seeing here is business spending. And $50, I think that was like a single transaction, some dental insurance, something like that. Last month, I did pay my taxes, and from this account specifically, we paid a total of $13,236, 20% of last month's income. We have some life insurance that we pay for, as well as we have mortgage payments, about $6,500. That is a pretty standard mortgage payment between three houses. And then next month, we have a new house. Home number 5 should be our first month of paying the mortgage. So we'll probably see another $3,300 added on top of that, as well as I'm doing a refinance on one of my homes here in Utah. And so that will either come in next month in June or possibly in July if I'm lucky for that first payment. So that'll also add on probably $1,600 a month in mortgage payment. So with that said, we spent $31,000, and with the, we should have an asterisk here of, we saved $36,000. Now let me kind of tell you about some of these things here. Taxes. I pay taxes like once a year. So this is not normal for me. And then I had the business pay for some taxes as well. And so this is not pretty common. We generally do not see that. Speaking of business spending, the business is a lot more liberal in the spending. So the money that hits my personal account here, we don't generally kind of monitor savings rate or spending rate, because it's really low, that the amount that we spend. And this is pretty consistent. This is consistent. Life insurance is consistent. Mortgage payments is consistent, but this kind of fluctuates up and down, and it stays pretty low. So it'll be interesting to see kind of what what this looks like each and every month. And but generally taxes aren't in there. One thing that was in there, and I do kind of have this in another category, is last month I bought a house, $73,000. Now, why did I put it outside of this? Well, if I had put this figure right here is above what I earned last month, and so this would have been like a 110% or 107% of my spending. Like it would just kind of be weird. So, of course, when you have extra funds at the end of the day, that rolls over into future months, and that's basically where this came from. And so I kind of put that down here to the side. Again, this is my first time kind of trying this, and I think it's just just kind of having some fun with it. So with that said, that's the general spending. Again, the way that my business funds operate, generally, I will swipe everything on a credit card that I'll get cash back on. I think it's the Chase Ink card, and I get cash back on. And then as the income comes in, as you can see here, my income stuff here, I just got a really fat royalty slash commission check as part of, this was yesterday. I just made 18 grand. So whenever like my credit card, um, whenever I use my credit card, as soon as this type of money comes in, I will pay off the credit card, maybe twice a month. And it's a little too frequent, but that's okay. And so anyway, so my business income is, it's just managed a little bit differently. And I usually have the mindset of the money that comes in via business is not my money. And so it's easier to spend business income versus personal income, which is why we have a higher than normal, 70% probably savings rate on the personal income side is, well, if I can justify things as business income, then I'll spend it as business income. So that's kind of what this looks like. And I'd love some feedback on this to see if what you guys thought of some of the spending figures, and maybe we can combine business income included in that, and that would be kind of interesting. But overall, yeah, it's kind of interesting to see what the numbers shake out to be. Please like, subscribe. This is a new channel, and would love some support. Throw in your questions in the comments. I'll read every comment. And until we'll do this again next month if you guys like this enough.